Talking with Topher is sponsored by slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. Put in promo code TOPHER before you check out for 10% off your entire purchase. More on that later. Let's get into episode 147. What is happening, TwT fans? It is so good to be back on this January 26, 2023, and I'm so glad to have you all here with me. I got so much going on. I got to move quickly through everything, and that's more for me than you. But before I get into anything today, let me start off by saying thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting the podcast. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to all my subscribers, new and old. I greatly appreciate you all. If you're new to the podcast and you're just stopping by, you're checking it out, maybe you checked out the guest episodes, hit that subscribe button. It's the one thing I'm asking everybody to do. It's free for you to do, and this is not free for me to do. So go ahead and click that subscribe button, all right? Give a thumbs up for all the videos, of course, support the guests and everything, TwT. And if you want to know more about TwT, go ahead and click the link tree. That's right. That link tree link is going to give you access to everything TwT. It'll allow you to follow, subscribe, all of it. It's very exciting to have everything in one area, and I love Linktree for this reason. So go ahead, click the link tree. It'll give you access to everything TwT. And then, of course, if you want to get more involved with the podcast, maybe you want to get your story out there. Maybe you have a story that just needs to be heard. Maybe you want to be a guest on a podcast. Well, this is the podcast for you to be a guest on. That's right. You got a life struggle. You got problems. Yeah, good. We all do. But we need to talk about them more. And I'm giving more and more people the opportunity to come on Talking with Topher and be a guest. And the only way you're going to be able to do that is you have to send an email out to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. Of course, you can type it out. You can send a video or an audio. If you're going to do video or audio, please keep it at least 60 seconds and under. I greatly appreciate that. Keep them coming in. I'm searching through them. I'm going to pick out somebody, and we're going to have one of you out there that have sent out the email to be a guest on TwT. So go ahead and send that out to talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's talkinwithtopher@gmail.com, the official email of the podcast. And now with all that out of the way, let's get into today's episode. What is happening, everybody? It has been a crazy, crazy week. We're finally getting all that wonderful snow that, shows up at this time every year. We've gotten very lucky here in New Hampshire. I think it's lucky. A lot of people are disappointed with no snow because they want to go skiing or snowmobiling and all these things. And you know what I say to all of that? No thanks. No, thank you. We've already had 2 skiing accidents now. 2. They were making snow, right? They're making snow, and people are going skiing, and now we're getting snow. So they're continuing to go skiing, and we've already had 2 accidents and 2 deaths. So one fell from a chairlift. I've been on those chairlifts, not in the winter, not with skis, not with a snowboard attached to me, just when I can go hiking or mountain biking, right? Probably a little bit less dangerous, but man, to fall off of one of those is got to be, scary. Got to be scary and super sad. And then somebody else just recently passed. I'm not sure if they were going downhill and they crashed or if they had another accident with a ski lift or what. But, man, and there's snowmobilers that get into accidents all the time. I don't like it. and I don't care for it. So therefore, the snow is useless to me. But I love New England, and I love the seasons. And unfortunately, family, siblings, and of course, nieces, nephews, and all that are what keeps me here. Otherwise, if I didn't have any of that going on, I'd be out. I'd be gone. I don't know where, and I don't think it would be permanent. I'd like to just kind of travel and dip my toe into the area and then move on. I think I would love to do that, but I don't know. I'm not much of a traveler. I don't really like going places. I like staying home. Um, but I just think that we've gotten very lucky here in New England not getting as much snow as we are used to, right? That's the key thing. Like, it's been weird. The season's been weird. It's been warmer than usual. We've been getting more rain than snow. But now is the time. So we just got bombarded. I don't know. Manchester, I shoveled for like 4.5 hours over the course of what day was that? I don't know. It was sometime last week. I can't even keep my days together. That's how crammed in my weeks are. But my shoulder is burning. I can't do what I used to be able to do. And it's very frustrating to not be able to do what you've always been doing when the body gives out, or I brought out my snowblower. I'm not stupid, right? I have a snow thrower, which I found out the difference between a snow thrower and a snow blower. Did you know the difference? One's got the auger that just goes in the front, right? And it blows it out the top. And then you got a snow thrower, which has the front auger and then a center auger, and that throws it out of the chute. So now I know the difference between a snow blower and a snow thrower. I didn't even realize they were different, but it makes sense. And one's got more augers than the other. I have a snow thrower, and what happened was I was using it. Life was great. I was like, oh, good. It's all tuned up. I did everything right. I'm chewing through the snow, and it's wet, and it's heavy. And all of a sudden, I go to put the chute up, right? I think it was up or down. I can't remember. And I just hear a clunk. And it was up. I went to go push it up, and no. Let me correct myself. I went to go pull it down. I wanted to put the chute down so that I wasn't shooting as far, because it was so heavy. I just wanted to keep it at a low level. And as soon as I pulled it down, you hear clunk, and I watched the thing go boom. And I was like, what just happened? I shut it off, because I'm not dumb, right? Shut it off, pull out the key, because now we're getting our hands into the chute. And I walk over, and the cable has completely snapped on the, what is that thing called? The chute. I don't know. And it's got the lifter on it, and the cable snapped. So now it's not going to shoot out this way. It's going to shoot out this way. So literally useless. I had half my driveway left to do. So, of course, break out the shovel, get it done, right? Then I got to get out of work. I come home. I got to shovel again. So my shoulder is destroyed now. We're still going to jiu-jitsu. We're still going to shovel when it hits us again, because, I always say that it's Thursday, and I'm so happy that everybody sees this podcast on Thursday. But right now it's Sunday. We're going into Monday, and we're supposed to get another giant storm. Actually, I think Manchester falls within the 4 to 8 or 3 to 8, something like that. I don't know. They're saying 8 to 12. I think we'll get about probably 8, you know what I mean? So unfortunately, it's just been jamming up my mornings. I've been late for work a couple times because of it, but luckily it's out of my hands, right? It's out of my control. And when you share a driveway with duplex with other tenants, and you can't just, I don't know, clean up like, if it was my driveway, right, I would literally grab my snow thrower or shovel, and I would shovel out, my car, right? And then I would make a nice path to drive down the driveway and then just leave. I can't do that, because if I leave any snow, all the people that live next door would just drive all over it, like they already have been. A little bit of a pet peeve of mine. And then I come back to pack down snow and ice. that I have to chisel through in order to get down to the tar. So unlike most people today, I don't know how many other people have to deal with this situation. I feel like it's zero in my life that I know. And so I have to clean the whole entire driveway and make sure that whoever is going in and out doesn't drive all over it and pack it down and turn it into a damn hazard. I mean, I don't even know. There's people across the street from me that haven't even shoveled. They just drive all over it. Are you trying to get yourself injured? Are you trying to make everything more difficult in your life? If you make the time to remove the snow, when the sun comes out, it clears everything, at least especially if there's only a dusting. But so because of this, now I have to clean everything before I leave in order for me to come home and only have a little bit to clean or nothing to clean at all, and then not worry about the people that I'm sharing my driveway with driving all over it. So I've been having a hard time. This is the 9th couple. Somebody is still going to be moving upstairs, so I'll be dealing with my 10th couple because most of the time the people that move into the duplex next to me are always a couple, right? Whatever. They're a couple. And so, over the course of 10 years, I've had to do this now 9 times. It's very frustrating. Parking is always a nightmare, and so is snow removal every year, every time this happens. So I'm going to have one more either person or couple to deal with once they get somebody in upstairs. But right now I'm just dealing with the people living downstairs. We're getting through it, but I have to say that I flipped out. I freaked out. Not on them. No, I freaked out on the owner. I felt like it's their responsibility to get this all situated so that I don't have to deal with it. This isn't my responsibility. As far as I'm concerned, I wish it didn't exist, but it does. And it's something that I have to deal with. And if I ever want to not deal with it, I guess I'm going to have to put my house on the market and I'm going to have to leave, because to put it in a driveway on the opposite side of my house, to rearrange my backyard, to rebuild my deck, to reconfigure all the fencing for the dogs, way too much work. It's way too much work. I mean, I'd rather move than deal with this anymore, but that's something that I'm dealing with personally, and I think I was just being emotional that day because I had just spent 4.5 hours shoveling. I was tired, and they didn't clean off the roof of their car, which drives me crazy. It drives me crazy. Why is it so hard to clean off the roof of your car? Why? Do you know how dangerous that is for everybody else out there? Just clean it off. I don't care if you can't reach. Open your door, stand on your damn friggin' threshold, and clean off the roof of your car. You stupid, stupid people. Seriously. That flies off, smashes into somebody else's windshield, and causes them to crash. And I'm sorry, you should get more than a fine. You should get loss of license for not cleaning off the roof of your car, you pieces of shit. And then if you go, I can't reach. I don't give a fuck if you can't reach. Climb up on your car, get a ladder, do something. Buy a smaller vehicle that you can actually clean the roof off of. But as far as I'm concerned, if you're not cleaning off the roof of your vehicle after a snowstorm, you are the biggest piece of shit ever. And I hope that when you go to stop, all that snow blocks your vision and you crash your fucking car instead of it blowing off of your car, crashing into somebody else and causing somebody else to crash their car. I hope it happens to you, and you deserve it. That's laziness and a very, very sore spot for me. But yeah, so New England, not getting much snow, but now's our time. So here we are, coming into the end of January, going into the beginning of February. This is snow season around here, and we are getting it. We're getting it. We're going to get another storm. It's going to keep on coming, and I got to get my snow thrower fixed so I don't keep blowing out my shoulder, because I still got to do everything that I have to do, and I just, time management is one of those things where I have just been trying to strive at making sure I'm getting everything done on time. And you know what's stopping me right now? Just sleep. I keep hitting that snooze button. I keep sleeping in, and it's a bummer, but it's forcing me to still get everything done. And I'm still getting it done, right? I'm still pushing through. I'm here recording. I'm going to be late grocery shopping. Every day that I get up late before work, I still have to feed my dogs. I still have to let them out, and I still have to be to work by 7. So I've been getting up later, getting not even that much extra sleep, but what I'm getting at here is people feel like we don't have enough time, right? We don't have so if you've got 24 hours in a week, right? So you've got 168 hours in a week. 168. And I've had some people tell me that they don't have time. They don't have time, right? And I'm trying to figure out, how is it that I have time? Well, it's because I manage my time, right? I'm managing my time wisely. And what I'm doing is I just have to, I got everything that needs to be done, right? I have to go to work. I have to work 50 hours a week. So we're going to take 50 hours right off of the top. Now I'm down to 118 hours, right? The podcast itself that I'm doing right now will take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour and a half to record. All right. Then I have editing on Wednesday. If we've got ads for the month, I've got those. And so a podcast per week can take anywheres from, I'd have to say, 8 to 16 hours. So let's take it from the high side, and we'll take 16 hours off the top, as I don't have too many podcasts that take 20 hours anymore. So we'll take about 16 hours off the top for a podcast. Now we're down to 102 hours. Well, I also make all time for jiu-jitsu. So jiu-jitsu can be anywhere from an hour and 15 minutes to 45 minutes. So we'll go on the high side of an hour and 15 because night classes, I've noticed, go a lot longer than morning classes. Morning classes, they don't really push past the time, which I didn't know until I started going to night classes. And it's like, okay, so if we got a class at 5:45, it's supposed to be over at 6:45. Well, sometimes we don't end until 7:15, which I love and appreciate. But I didn't know. I feel like I get more out of the night classes than I did the day, if that makes any sense. And I'm not saying the day class is less than. I'm just saying I had no idea, and I kind of like it. I get out of work. I'm a little bit more exhausted. The drills are harder, but I have to make time for my jiu-jitsu. I need 3 classes a week, right? 3 classes minimum for me personally. So even if you go with an hour and 15 minutes and then one class is an hour, you're still looking at 2.5 hours, right? So we can take off, let's just give it 3. Let's round up to 3 because I like even numbers. So you're talking about maybe 3 hours a week. And that's not including driving, getting ready, and everything else. So now you can take off another 2 hours, total, right? So that's 5 hours in totality, for jiu-jitsu for the week, because that's what we're talking about, time management. So now I'm down to 97 hours. All right, so I've already told everybody I'm 4 to 5, maybe 6 hours a night for sleep. Today was a little different. I got about 7, but that was after I woke up on the couch, right? I'm always falling asleep on the couch, which is broken sleep. It's no good. But so if I actually went to bed at 10:30 and woke up at 3:30, so 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3:30, that's 5 hours. You're going to do 5 hours times 7. So 5 times 7 is 35. So now we can take off 35 hours off of that. Now we're down to 62 hours left of the week. That's all free time. So what I'm getting at here is I've been told multiple times now that I don't have time. Well, are you managing your time properly? Are you giving the things that you love and care for and need in your life? Are you giving them the proper time management? Are you adding them in? Are you doing what needs to be done to get those things done? Because as of right now, I can literally say I got 62 hours a week free time. So if I take that 62 and I divide it by 7, right, that gives me 8.8 hours, 8.86 hours, which is a little odd. We'll just call it about 8.5. So 8.5 hours a day of free time. So you can turn that 8.5 hours a day into more sleep if you configure it correctly and do things properly, like I'm trying to do. I don't have this down pat yet. I'm not even 2 months into my new position, and I'm still trying to like figure things out, and I'm still moving things around to give myself a little bit more sleep, to give myself a little bit more free time. But look, right here, the math. You can't, numbers don't lie, okay? They don't lie. I got 8.5 hours a day that I am either moving too slow, or maybe I'm falling asleep and taking a nap with the dogs, or maybe I'm doing nothing. Damn it, excuse me. Nothing at all. But the time management that can be done, that you can do for yourself, it can be done. Remember, we started with 170 something hours in an entire week. So I really do believe that if you want something, right, whether you need to do something for court issues, or if you just want to fit something in, or you can't get something done because you just can't fit, you can figure it out. I just told you everything I do during a week in a small clip, right? And I still have time to do other things. I still have time for myself, even though I always tell myself, I don't have enough time for myself. I don't have enough downtime. Yeah, you do. That 8.5 hours, you could use an hour of that a day and work out, which I'm showing myself right now because I haven't been working out. No, I haven't. I've been going to jujitsu and saying, I'm working out. No, I'm not. I'm not taking any extra time. I'm choosing to sit on a couch, watch some TV, and veg the fuck out. That's what I'm doing. And then I'm falling asleep on that couch, not getting proper sleep, and I'm wondering why I'm tired. Hey, guess what? It's all your fault. It's all your own fault. So, I don't know. I don't believe in, especially when, someone tells me that they're doing X, Y, and Z, it only adds up to maybe 50 hours a week. And they're like, I just don't have time for any of that. Well, no, you do. You do. You're doing something in your day that's causing you to not utilize your time correctly. So I think time management is way, way more important than we think. I just saw an article today saying that there's different types of procrastinators. If you're procrastinating, you're procrastinating. That's the end of the story. I'm a procrastinator. I put some stuff off. I don't get to things until the due date, So we all procrastinate, whether it's if there's different types. I think we just want to categorize fucking everything at this point. It's absolutely ridiculous, and it makes me so angry that they just keep making up this shit. They just keep making it up. Well, we can't there's procrastinate. I procrastinate like this, and I procrastinate like this, and I. No, you're all procrastinators. Now you want to put yourself into a procrastinating group? Oh, I'm this type of procrastinator. Fuck off. It's like all this fucking snail and all this I identify as, and instead of just being bi or experimenting, now you're friggin' I don't even know what you are anymore, because you guys, all of the things that are happening today are just like more and more individualized groups, and they all are just part of one group, which used to be okay, but now it's not because I don't identify. It's so stupid. All you're doing is dividing everything more and more and more. And I don't know if that's good. I think that's actually worse than just having the general. But it's what's happening, and I don't agree with it. And I'm just going to keep moving on with my day because that's just what happens. Like, what do you want me to? I can't think about this stuff. I don't have enough time. I literally don't have enough time in a day. I got 8.5 hours to get more shit done. Absolutely. Maybe gain a little bit of sleep, but I still don't have enough time for this. I don't have time for the groups. I don't have time for the separation and the division. Because at the end of the day, all of this is useless. It's a waste of time. I mean, if you're spending 8.5 hours a day on Twitter arguing about nothing, you're just wasting time. So when someone tells me that they work 45 hours a week, they got this thing that's going on, and they don't have enough time, well, I just showed you there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. And if you utilize your time, you'll find out that you have plenty of time to get a lot of shit done. You're just choosing not to. Let's see here. Something that frustrated me when I was grocery shopping last week is I paid $8.18 for 18 eggs. That makes each egg 40 cents. What's going on with the eggs? Have you seen all of these, I don't know, they GIFs, these clips of like egg cartons with security tags on them and shit? What's going on with the eggs? I don't even know what I'm going to pay for them today, but we'll see. I'm going to go to the store, and I'm going to keep my fingers crossed that they're not fucking $10. What's going on? Eggs used to be the most affordable thing out there. If you wanted protein and something good to eat for yourself to get you going in the morning for a good, healthy breakfast, well, it was great. Eggs were on the cheap. Everybody would be able to survive off of eggs. Now, they're like the most expensive thing I have in my shopping cart. So I'm not going to stop eating them. I eat 4 a day with my banana every day. Get my protein, get my fibers, right? Because as I touched on it a little bit in the last week's podcast, but a lot of people with diverticulitis, a lot of people with immune disorders, it's all being caused by the food that we're being given. If you notice, a lot of the stuff that's done in America isn't even legal in most countries. We should probably look at that. We should probably take a look at it and be like, I wonder why this isn't, why isn't that legal over there? Why is it legal here? Right? That's because they know better. They go, no, this is absolute fucking garbage, and this kills people. So we're not going to serve it. And I saw an article recently, and I couldn't pull it up, but it's fine. That there is so much of our food out there today that has absolutely no fiber in it. They have literally taken the time to take all the fiber out, all of it. And without fiber in your diet, that's how diverticulitis gets started. Now, again, I've told everybody, and I wish that the person that sent me this message personally put it on the comments, because I think it's a good conversation to have. But yeah, you're right. It's not all caused by your diet, but gout, diverticulitis, and diabetes can be caused by your diet. Also can be caused because of the amount of fiber not in food anymore. Okay, so the way the food industry works, right? It's just like pharmaceuticals. It's just like the doctors and the hospitals. All of it is built to basically keep them in business. It's not there to make you healthy. So what they've done with the food is that they've taken the fiber out of a lot of the food that you choose to eat today. And the reason for that is because it leaves you hungry. It leaves you wanting more. And if you eat more, well, then they're making more money. But you're not getting everything that you think you're supposed to be getting, and therefore you get sick because of it, now you got to go to the doctor. The doctors go, hey, you have this, and now here's a pill, here's this, do this, and all of a sudden, now you're still eating the same food. Now you're on a pill that makes you think that it's going to help you, and then you just stay sick forever, and now you have doctor bills, you're buying shit food, but you're keeping all of them in business. And that's what this industry is all about. Now, I wish I had pulled it up. There is a new, I'm going to pull it up on my phone right now. I don't think I'm going to get to Topher's topics, but we'll see if I do, okay? Just stay with me right now. I'm going to go back into my pictures, and I got it right here. So there was a thing. New government-funded food pyramid says Lucky Charms are healthier than steak. Okay, this is a giant fucking issue. This is ridiculous and retarded, all right? I do not give a shit. You all know what that fucking word means. It means to hold us back and to keep us from going forward. And that's exactly what they're trying to do. I'm trying to show you guys all of this. And this was posted by Rogan. So I know millions. Actually, by the time I took a snapshot of it, over 882,000 people have looked at this. This is insane. You want to know what's on the top of the food pyramid now? Watermelon, kale. Not really as good for you as you think it is. Frosted mini wheats, unsweetened almond milk. Go fuck yourself. Non-fat frozen yogurt? What? No. Oh my God, no. Not even close to that healthy for you. Chocolate-covered almonds. What the fuck are we talking about? That's candy. It's goddamn candy. Orange juice with calcium? Horrible for you. All juices loaded with sugar. They're the worst way to take in any fruit. Sorry. Eat the fucking apple. Eat the orange. Eat the banana. Stop drinking the fucking juice, people. I'm telling you right now, it's horrible for you. Horrible. And they've taken out most of the fiber. So even with the pulp and stuff inside, you're still not getting enough fiber. Your body is getting jacked. It has no idea what to do with that. It literally goes in shock. It doesn't know what to do with that. You are not being healthy. You are literally making yourself sicker. You want to know what's on the bottom of this list? In the deep, deep red? Ground beef, cheddar cheese, whole egg. What? Fried in butter. A whole egg fried in butter is actually 5,000 times healthier for you than fucking chocolate-covered almonds. Absolutely ridiculous. Look at this. Almond M&Ms are closer to being not healthy for you, but chocolate-covered almonds? This is retarded. And if you don't think that this is absolutely retarded, I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. But I think that's retarded. And I can't understand why we keep allowing these people to do this to us. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my life. They're trying to make it so that they keep selling you garbage that's going to keep killing us. Do your research, all right? Speak to your doctor. Obviously, I always stand behind those two statements on anything. Don't take my word for it. But believe me when I say this, that I've been doing what I've been doing with my diet and my health for almost 5 years now. And it has been a tremendous change. And I know my fiber's good. I go to my doctors. I get my tests done. I tell them what tests I'm taking. I say I want a full blood panel, and I get a full fucking blood panel to make sure my testosterone, my pituitary glands, make sure everything is working. I don't care what they say my levels should be at. I listen to the doctors and the physicians and the people out there doing these deep dives into health and fitness. And they say that, yeah, sure, the average is, 400, but you should really be closer to 1,000. Why? Because that's healthier. Their baseline for us is on the verge of complete and absolute sickness. So I don't believe, like, that's like the BMI, right? So supposedly, according to the BMI, Joe Rogan is obese. That is fucking retarded. 1,000 times. What are we talking about here? That needs to change. Their pyramid that they keep trying to put onto us has been wrong since I was a child. So it's been wrong for my entire life, which means it's been wrong for a lot longer than that. And it's just so that they can make money. So look into the sugar industry and how they pay off everybody and make themselves look better by buying sponsors and people to back them up and saying that this is healthy. All the people the women that were on TikTok pushing all this, what do you mean a donut's bad? It's not bad. It just came from the bakery. Yeah, all those assholes, all paid by Modella, I think. That's Oreo. That's all shit companies. They were paid to say that this stuff is okay so that you keep buying it. So the reason I'm getting into all of this is because I don't want to pay more money for healthy food anymore, but I have to in order to stay healthy. Eggs are like the healthiest thing you can eat. They're really good for you, you know? And the way that we're constantly told that meat and eggs are bad for us is fucking ridiculous and unnecessary. But the other reason I'm getting into all of this, and I guess I am going to get into Topher topics, slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. That's slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com. You're not sure how to spell it, it's right here at the bottom of the screen, or you can click the link in the description below the video. And you can see I'm wearing Frankenstein's Monsters shirt right now, and these guys have come out with all brand new clothing for 2023. They've updated everything again. I absolutely love this company so much. They came out with different colored socks. They got the tattoo gun stickers, the tattoo gun hats, the tattoo gun pin. I mean, just amazing. They did it in a shirt. I mean, they call it the Snake and Coil Machine Tee. These are so beautiful, so vibrant. I mean, how can you go wrong, right? It's the new year. Well, let's get some new clothing as well. I mean, they sent me the Dagger and Panther tee, right? I'm wearing the Frankenstein tee. Look at this. The WTF crazy design. That is amazing. It's that tiger with the crown eating a skull. I just love all these prints. They've updated Tiki, brought them back because it's Tiki 2022. And all of these are available right now. That's right. You go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com and you have access to all of these designs as I scroll through them. This stuff is amazing and you can get it right here. And now, if you put in promo code TOPHER before you check out, you're going to get an extra 10% off this entire purchase. Yeah, not one item, your entire cart. Isn't that amazing? I think it's incredible. I have Slowdown to thank. I have all of you to thank for Slowdown sponsoring the podcast. So I can give a little bit back. 10% off the purchase. When you go to slowdownclothing.bigcartel today, before you check out, put in promo code TOPHER. Save 10% more off of the purchase. So for 2023, let Talking with Topher save you some money on your slowdownclothing.bigcartel.com purchases. Is because, and I'm going to start with this one first. This here is updated obesity treatment guidelines for children and teens, including medications, surgeries for some young people. Now, if I don't think there's a video on this. The only thing I can tell you, and I'm not going to read this thing. I don't believe in any of this. Okay. If I'm gonna, this is ridiculous, right? So what they want to do is they want to, they have updated American Academy of Pediatrics guidelines for treatments of obesity urge prompt use of behavior therapy, lifestyle changes, and they say surgeries and medications should be used for some young people. I completely and absolutely disagree with all of this. This is what I was just talking about. The food on the shelves, all the crap that they keep loading us up with is making us sick. You keep feeding your kids all these garbage items that you get from the center of the grocery store, and then they get fat, and then they're unhealthy, and then they're telling you that they need to take a knife to your child to fix them, whether it's cutting out your stomach or putting a lap band or putting them on medication. Don't you see what's happening? It's everything I just talked about. It's literally them feeding you the food to make you sick, and then you go to the doctors so that they can give you medications and or surgeries that keep you sick. That's all this system is about today. If you have an obese child, they need to go outside and play. They need to stop eating garbage. You need to stop feeding them soda and trash. I swear, if more people went back outside and played instead of sitting inside on these damn electronics, we would not have the health problems that we have today. And if we could all get the food industries to stop feeding us poison and to actually, I don't know, make certain foods illegal to sell, maybe that would change things too. Maybe look around and see what is illegal in other countries and notice whether or not it's illegal here. And if it's not illegal here, maybe we should be questioning that. Maybe there's an issue, right? I don't think that they're not selling it in another country because they're just like, oh, well, we don't want money. I think they're not selling it in other countries because they know how bad it is for everybody. Mason touched on this briefly, but when he was in Brazil eating their food and everything else, and then he came back to America and he got the exact same thing that he was already eating, but it was just Americanized, not from Brazil. He felt sick. What does that say about what we're eating? Surgery, pills are not the answer. It's called hard work, doing work, and taking care of yourself. That's going to allow you to feel better, to lose weight, right? They're now saying intermittent fasting is not a good way to lose weight. No shit. It's a great way to control your diet, but it was never meant to lose weight. I don't even know where that started. I found intermittent fasting as a challenge for myself. But I didn't ever think I was going to lose weight. And I know I'm not the person to be talking about losing weight, right? I'm on the opposite spectrum. I can't gain weight to save my life. I'm trying to so hard. I finally broke 155. Felt good. But I'm eating almost 3,500 calories a day now. Healthy calories, right? So there's a giant difference. But I'm telling you right now, this is not good for your kids. This is going to be worse for your kids. Because what we're thinking about right now is we're thinking of the kids as they are, not as they're going to be. So this is a short-term fix, not a long-term. And in the long term, these short-term fixes are going to fucking destroy you when you're older. Who knows what these surgeries do to a growing child or these medications do to a growing child when they're my age? They're not thinking about that. They're thinking about right now. We need to make more money now. What can we do to make more money now? Oh, well, we got fat kids. Give them medication. We got unhealthy kids. Give them surgeries. There we go. Fucking who cares what happens when they're 40? They'll be back. We'll have to do more surgery, more medications. All right, well, then we're making a buck off of them until they're dead. Yep. So, you want to keep allowing these people to win? This is all you got to do. Keep feeding into their bullshit, and it'll just keep happening, right? All right, and my next subject here, I'm going to get into some more vaping cigarette bans. Here we go, all right? So the FDA's proposed menthol ban advances to final rule status, greatly benefits 22nd century by affirming the need for VLN Menthol King as a critical off-ramp for adult menthol smokers. So, proposed menthol ban could leave 22nd century VLN Menthol King as the only menthol cigarette in the 26 billion U.S. menthol market. The FDA to advance reduced nicotine content standards for all consumable cigarettes in quarter four of 2023. We'll see what happens with this paradigm shift into tobacco health policy and regulation expected for generate major gains for public health. Now, I do agree with getting rid of cigarettes. I do agree with wanting things to be healthier for all of us. We all know how smoking is horrible for you. Vaping is definitely better than smoking, but not smoking anything is better than all of that. You know, here, let me show you real quick. I'll go big screen and we'll dive back into this. But Rogue, right? I got a couple different ones. And these pouches, I'm really excited. I haven't tried this flavor yet, but I'm excited for it. These pouches right here. I love the metal tin. They're so nice. They are so nice. These are great. I wish Rogue would sponsor me, but it took Brendan Schaub a year and a half to get sponsored by Rogue, and he was chewing on them and every podcast he was on. So I know that they're not going to sponsor me, and that's fine. I know Liquid Death is not going to sponsor me, and that's fine. But I swear by this water, and I now swear by Rogue pouches. Plus, there's 20 pouches in each of these cans. Most companies are only doing 16. So you get 4 more pouches for the same price, if not cheaper. I got free shipping over $40. So, spend over 40. That was without the coupon. But this is the safest way to take in nicotine, which is why I am working so hard to get off of vaping. I got about 6 weeks left of shit, and then it's it. I'm stuck on pouches because I will not buy coils and I will not buy juice. No. I'm coming in at 9 years of vaping, which means I'm 9 years separated from from smoking, which is great. It's good. I'm not mad at it, but I just think it was too long. I traded one habit for the other. Smoked cigarettes for 27 years, and then I've been on vaping for 9. And now I'm slowly getting more and more into these pouches. These flavors, though, I have to say the apple was not quite what I wanted it to be, but it is really good. They are really flavorful, and I think these are worth every penny, every dollar. And I know for a fact that vaping is better. It's better for you than cigarettes will ever be. But is it really healthier? No, you're still inhaling something. You're still doing something that has to do with your lungs intaking, where it can build up in all the glands and the pore, all the shit in your lungs that I don't know what I'm talking about because I'm not a doctor or a physician or a medical person. But it clogs it up. It's not good for you. It still causes us to cough, and it's weird, right? But it is better for you than cigarettes. So I commend anybody who's gotten cigarettes out of their life and now that they're vaping. But if you're still smoking cigarettes, especially menthol, I've never even heard of these King cigarettes before. But, man, they must be owned by one of the big tobacco companies, and they have FDA approval. And so, therefore, if they can knock everybody else out, they win again. And with their hands in the vaping industry, they win again. But they've literally turned the vaping industry into the cigarette industry, and they're only trying to get you hooked. They're not trying to actually better you or save your life or any of that. They went, oh, fuck. Everybody's not buying cigarettes anymore. They're only buying this vaping thing. Well, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to get into the vaping thing. But how do we keep them hooked on it? Oh, we'll just up the nicotine level to 50 fucking milligrams. And then that's even 3, 4, 5 times more than a cigarette. They'll never be able to let go. And all of you fell for it, including myself, until I didn't. Until I realized what I was doing to myself. Then I realized, I was like, shit, this is no good for you. It is not better for you. This is actually making us more hooked than we ever have been. That's when I turned. I took a turn. That's when I turned the corner. So I think this is a giant money grab. I mean, menthol is okay. I used to smoke menthol cigarettes on the regular. I was a Newport smoker, loved my Newports, loved my Marlboro Menthol Blacks. Why did you go to Marlboro Menthol Black? Because the tobacco used to fall out of one Newport every box. I don't know if that still happens today, but if it does, go to Marlboro Menthol Blacks. They're almost the same, and you get to smoke all 20 of them. But I don't encourage any smoking whatsoever. I don't even encourage vaping anymore. I will be honest with you. I'm telling you right now, gum, lozenges, pouches is where it's at. It's much healthier. Get some toothpicks. I don't really care for those. I don't care for the gum. I really like the pouches, and I don't like patches. Please don't put them over your heart. If you're using the patch, keep it away from the heart. Okay? I've seen people put them right on their chest. That is a giant fucking no-no, okay, with the patches. They got to be on your arm. They need to be away from your heart. All of these products that contain nicotine are all highly addictive because nicotine is a highly addictive product. But when used properly, it's not so bad. And when not inhaled, nicotine actually does a lot of good for us. But when we use it incorrectly, it's just very dangerous. So I think, all these bans are eventually going to come back to bite them because once you get rid of menthol cigarettes, you got to get rid of regular cigarettes. Then all cigarettes are gone. Then you're going to have vaping. It's just going to be this endless. We got to take this away. We got to take this away. And eventually it's just not going to exist. And as I can see, they're still on the same path that they've been on even before I left the vaping industry. So I don't know what this means for everything, but if they ban menthol cigarettes, it's going to be that much easier to ban all menthol vape, and it's going to be that much easier to ban all flavors. I mean, it's just going to keep going. So I don't think they're doing this for you and me. They're just doing it for themselves. So I don't know. Look into this Menthol King. I don't know what it is. I don't know who makes it. But all I know is that this is not to benefit us. All right, let's do a couple fun ones. So Carole Baskins says dead husband was found alive, but no one noticed. So we got a video on this. It's a shorty, and I got to play it because I have to know. What's happening with Carole Baskins' husband? It looks like there's music, so I can't play the sound, so I'm going to read everything to you. Hopefully, when they start speaking, if they do, I can shut that off. So, in a statement to the Post, the family of Carole Baskins' husband, Don Lewis, shot down the rumor that he isn't dead. In the past few days, we've learned of recent news articles being published claiming that our dad, Jack Donald Lewis, has been found alive and well in Costa Rica. While we would certainly welcome the good news of our dad being found alive, it's just simply not true. Okay. So this is turning out to be a lie.
Do you believe that? Do you believe that, Carole? Do you think that he's still alive?
I didn't think that he was capable of supporting himself. He took about $1 million down into Costa Rica, and I had agreed to let him do that so he could prove to himself that he couldn't make a living. And when we recovered what we could out of that years later, it was only about $80,000 because the investments he had made were so bad. So I don't know how it is that Homeland Security says he's alive and well in Costa Rica, but I'm glad to hear it.
In a resurfaced interview from 2021, the Tiger King star told ITV that her supposedly dead ex-husband was alive and well in Costa Rica. Okay, dismissing claims that she fed Lewis to her herd of tigers. I still think fans of the Netflix series have expressed shock and at the delay of the revelation. Was I the only one that didn't know they found Carole Baskins' husband alive? Hold on, I'm seeing people saying that Carole Baskins' husband was alive. I think I got duped here. What do you think? I don't think he's alive. I think she killed him, and I always will think that because of the simple fact that, there was so much evidence of, I believe when they searched the drain and stuff, right, they found like hair and blood, but it wasn't, I think it was DNA that was diminished. So they didn't have enough to go off of, or they couldn't link it to him, or they didn't have his DNA. There's a whole bunch of what if things type of happening. But the FBI, is that who said it? The FBI was saying it? That they found him in Costa Rica? I don't know. I think this sounds like a bunch of nonsense, and I don't believe it to be true. But very interesting because they keep lingering this on. So maybe somebody's in the FBI or whatever trying to clear her. Like she's got somebody on the inside being like, no, he's alive. Well, then bring him in for questioning. Let's take his blood. Let's verify it's him. And then she'll be, scot-free. She'll be fine because she didn't feed him to a tiger. But I truthfully do believe that she killed her husband, probably out of rage. She just said he was weak, couldn't take care of himself. So maybe he was diminishing to a point where she couldn't deal with it anymore. She hit him over the head. He wasn't fully dead, but then she just threw him in a cage of tigers and then flushed the rest of the shit down the drain. Hey, who knows? But I don't know. I need more proof that her husband's alive. Otherwise, I still think that she murdered him. And I think that's closer to the truth than anything else. Let's see. I got two shorties here. One, this is wild, and I truthfully do believe that we're gonna find out more and more about this stupid vaccine, these boosters, causing all the myocarditis, all of it right now. I mean, granted, I know some people with myocarditis before I can't even say the word, so I don't even really know what I'm talking about. But I do know a couple people with heart problems and this type of issue. But I heard of this years ago, and it was like 1 out of 100. Now it's like every person. And the only common denominator is this vaccine and these boosters. So when are we all going to wake up and realize that we are part of a giant experiment that's going wrong? COVID was a weapon. It was designed to wipe us all out or wipe out our elderly. I don't know which, but it was definitely designed to kill us. And it got out, and oopsie daisy, we don't really know how to deal with it. So I also do know that people that were going to Afghanistan who got the SARS vaccine were told by their doctors that they did not have to get the COVID vaccine because the SARS vaccine was exactly the same thing. So, what does that tell you? Right? It tells me these guys are all full of shit and the truth is coming. And unfortunately, we're trying to figure out, like, there's doctors right now trying to figure out, like, once you get the vaccine and you have all these spike proteins in your body, can we possibly go backwards on this? And is there a way to shut these spike proteins off? Because that may be one of the reasons why we're all getting sick off of COVID, because we've literally injected the spike proteins in our bodies that allow COVID to enter our bodies and stay there. So maybe the vaccine wasn't preventing, but now is causing more COVID. So all of this is kind of up in the air. It's all experimental, right? We have no idea. Did any of those vaccines go through a 10-year trial? Did we test it on this? Did we test it on pregnant people? Did we test it on the elderly? Did we test it on children? No, we didn't. They literally pushed it out, said it's emergency use. You have to, please allow our vaccine to be released. Emergency. There's no fucking emergency anymore. We know what COVID is. We know how to deal with it. And we know who it's killing and who it's not. So there's no more emergency. There's no more pandemic. Take off your mask, live your life, and stop injecting yourself with this fucking bullshit that's going to keep us sick. And yes, I know. I've said this 1,000 times already. I've had both my shots. I had the 2 very first shots, Moderna. It's called the hot one. It's the worst one. No real side effects except for getting really beat up on the second shot for 24 hours. I had long COVID from it for 6 months before I cleared out of it. Fog, all the achiness, everything. And then I never caught COVID. I don't know what that's all about. But that's me. That's not you. It's not your kids. It's not your grandparents. Everybody's different. You do need to talk to doctors. But here's what Elon Musk is saying. I had a major side effect from the second booster shot. So he's been boosted. Felt like I was dying for several days. Hopefully no permanent damage. But I don't know. And then, replying to Scott Adams says, and my cousin, who is young and in peak health, had a serious case of myocarditis, had to go to the hospital. I apologize for my phone going off. Obviously, I don't know how to make things quiet. But what? So, like I said, I know somebody with myocarditis. I know somebody with some of these heart issues, and they were 1 out of 100. Now, 1 out of every 5 people you talk to? Are we going to keep letting these pharmaceutical companies, these hospitals that are no longer looking out for us? They're looking out for them. They're looking out what's going to keep their doors open and who are they going to get to sponsor them and build their new wing. Are we going to keep letting them make us sick? The food industry, they're all in cahoots. They're all shaking hands with one another. Going, great job, man. We got another 1 million people in here. Thank goodness. We keep this going. Keep them sick. Right? I think that's what this is all about. And now Elon Musk is talking about it. Now Elon Musk is putting it out there that he had problems after his second booster. Stop getting fucking boosted, people. Garbage. You know what helps? Health, fitness, good eating. God damn it. Figure it out. The people giving you all the information on whether or not you should be getting boosted or vaccinated or eat this or eat this is bad for you. They're the ones keeping you sick. And if you keep listening to them, then you're gonna stay sick. But I'm telling you right now, from hard work, discipline, and a lot of self-education and not listening to these echo chambers, I'm healthier. I'm better. And it's working. Now, they can figure out a way to reverse these spike proteins that I've injected into my body, almost 2 years ago now? I think that's when I got them, right? I could look, but I'm not going to. But what's the difference? I'm not listening. I'm doing what's good for me. I'm talking to my doctors, but none of them are telling me to do this stuff. They're telling me that what I'm doing is probably the best thing I can be doing. So, like a therapist, your doctor is the same. If you pick out your doctor and you don't like them, get a new one. Same with therapy. You don't like your therapist or you're not feeling a good connection, get a new one. You are not locked into that one person. So do your due diligence, do your homework, and stop allowing these fucking pharmaceuticals and the health industry to keep you sick. Because that's all they're doing. And then the next one, which I thought was really wild. I don't know what this is. And I'm going to actually go back a little bit here because literally everybody knows what this is. And then underneath is this video with, does anyone know what this is? Well, I watched this, and this is a CGI video made by Andrei Trukovitz in 2019, original posting. Okay, so this is AI or CGI? What are we CGIing? Anyways, I thought this was wild, but watch this electricity or something going across the train tracks. It just like a blue traveling light. Look, going across the train tracks. What the fuck was that? It just blew out a light. Then it just goes across the train tracks, goes to the other side, and goes right back into the woods and disappears. Like, I don't know what that is. Do you want to see it again? Hold on. Here. We'll watch it one more time. I mean, what's 30 seconds, right? We've already been here for an hour. This is my favorite part. Right there. Oh, did you see that? Hold on a second. Okay, this is fake. Watch. And I can tell you right now how I know it's fake, and I'm not the smartest person. Okay, so right there, see how all the glass and the pieces and stuff fall from the light? That glass is still there. All right, so I got duped. Hey, I'm not perfect, people. I just like to have fun as well, but I did repost this. I thought it was wild, and I thought it was real. This is the technology we have today. And with that, what is it, Chad or Chat? Dude, that stuff is wild. Now it's writing jokes. It's writing school papers. I did download it for myself. I haven't checked into it yet, but I'm really curious to see what it can do. I'm almost at the point where, like, I'm going to tell it everything that I do, and I'm going to see if it can write a full episode for me. Right? What if it scripts out a full episode, gives me all the links, gives me everything I should be talking about, and it actually turns out to be pretty decent? Wouldn't that be wild? I guess I wouldn't need a producer at that point. I would just need to go to, I think it's Chat. Is it Chat or Chad? GTQ or something like that. I don't know. But man, it's writing school papers, and now the teachers can almost not figure it out. And their programs to figure it out are not catching this new AI. And we're only on, I think, version 3. So you know it's going to get more and more and more. But that's Topher's Topics. That's the podcast for this week. Again, I want to thank everybody for subscribing, watching. I appreciate you all. If you are new to the podcast, remember to subscribe, right? Hit that, click that, smash that subscribe button, everybody. It's free for you to do. This is not free to do. Please hit the subscribe button. It's literally the only thing I'm asking all of you to do. It helps the podcast keep growing. It keeps me coming back here week after week. It keeps the guests coming on. All right, so I appreciate everybody who is and who will be doing that. So go ahead, smash, stomp on that subscribe button. Of course, if you want to get more involved with the podcast, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. That's the official email of the podcast. You got a story that needs to be heard. If you want to be on the podcast as a guest, talkinwithtopher@gmail.com. You can type it out or send an audio or video. If you're going to do an audio or video, keep it under 60. I appreciate it. I'm going to dig through these, and you could be the next guest on Talking with Topher. And then, of course, if you want to follow me, I'm everywhere. And the best place to check it all out is Linktree. Click that Linktree link. It's going to give you access to everything TWT, all my social medias, all the videos, all the audios, everything everywhere is right in the Linktree link. So you can type it out, or you can go to the link in the description below the video, give it a click, and of course, I hope everybody out there has an amazing Thursday. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Don't throw your shoulder out like me. Make sure your snow thrower is all up to date. And keep cool behind the wheel. Be kind to one another. Have a great rest of your weekend. And as always, I will talk to you later.